check that out on the internet if you got time one day. Durango to Silverton ride, that is amazing.
I got a steam engine out here in Phillipsburg, which is just, 15 miles, 20 miles south of us. And we took the kids down there to do a little ride on that train, which was kind of neat. So it is kind of neat to get pulled along with a steam engine and hear it chugging along and the whole bit and the steam whistle, the whole bit. It's great.
Hey, you know what we got here on Long Island that's the equivalent to that?
What's that?
Nothing. Yeah, steam engine's very cool. You need to have constant water. I'd love to look into that, how they keep so much water on the train and at their water station. Can't do it here on Long Island.
They recycle the steam back into the things, Steve. They do lose some, but for a long time now, they've recycled the steam.
The second,
That's interesting. That's so fascinating.
the second car that you see all the wood stacked up on is the tanker.
Recycling steam water. I never gave that a thought. That's interesting.
Most locomotives are a once-through system. They just dump it. You see that going up through the stack, and they use it to induce a draft.
That's why they can burn coal on a 100-degree day, where the steam locomotive can burn coal. With my stove, it even says in the owner's manual, outside air temperature above 40, you're going to have trouble burning coal.
Mike, what you're saying is the recycled steam is just used for creating a draft? It's not actually recycled, Jim. It's just used for additional purposes. It's a once-through boiler. All the water comes from the tender, and that makes steam, and the steam is used to drive the generator for the headlights. It's used to drive the boiler feed pump, and there's usually a couple of different types, and a certain amount of the cylinder exhaust is used to induce a draft. Okay, now I just learned something. I thought that the cylinder gas was put back in, and you're saying, nope, that's not the case. Wow. Okay, cool. And the water comes from the tender? That is correct. There's a big hose from the tender tank up into the boiler feed pump, which is mounted on the engine section. And there is no condenser on a locomotive, at least any of the ones that I've ever been aware of or seen. So they do not recondense the steam into water.
Yeah, that would take up too much space.
Okay, this is the 462s and the 482s, or maybe even the 262s or the 282 type trains, engines. I don't understand the terminology. Oh, you got your front wheels, which can be 2 or 4, and then you have the drive wheels, which can be 6 or 8, and then the rear set of wheels on the engine, which could be 2 or 2. Like I said, I'm not aware of any locomotive that had a condenser on board. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I've never known of one. And I know there's one at a park here about 3 miles from me, and I've been all over that sucker. No, I'm not going to doubt you. It's been many years since I've looked at any of this stuff, so I'm not going to doubt you. Okay.
I wouldn't doubt it either. You know how big that condenser would have to be?
Monstrous.
Yeah, it would just be too big.
Now, some of them do use waste steam in the deaerator and boiler water preheaters.
That would make sense.
Well, that Durango runs right along the Colorado, and you're hanging off a cliff. I tell you, it's breathtaking.
the LIRR here on Long Island since the 50s, 60s, and that's all we've had.
Yes, sir.
That accent that Lawrence Welk used was fake.
I'm sorry, what?
That accent that Lawrence Welk used was fake.
What was?
He had voice speech classes to where he got rid of all that German accent. And actually, he spoke without an accent at all after he did that. But when he performed, he used that accent because that's what everybody expected him to sound like.
Okay.